guys, what's up? It's Cairo here. It's not an update video, it's just more of, I try not to, I don't really want this to be a rant, but I just thought I'll make a video to just express kind of why I get really frustrated sometimes, or why just you know, how annoying it can be to be misgendered. I found in the last sort of couple of days or the last week or so, I've just been in situations where I've been misgendered, you know, a lot more than I'm used to. I suppose people are getting it right, so when people aren't making the effort, or things haven't been explained, or I haven't explained, or I haven't corrected people, I just find I'm in a frustrating situation, and I don't always know how to deal with it at the time. I don't always know when the best time to sort of correct somebody is. But I thought I'd also explain to people, to like your average, you know, people that don't know anything about what it means to be transgender, or how kind of, it's not even upsetting, it's just like how frustrating it is to keep being misgendered. Because I suppose you don't, like, most people don't experience that. So you might not know how it feels, but it's still not a nice thing. So I think I'll just talk about the importance of pronouns and why they matter. So, in case any of you are watching that don't know, I'm transgender. I'm a transgender man. And when I say people misgender me, that means that people keep referring to me as she, her. If I'm next to another female, they will suddenly put me into the category and group of girls, ladies. Or if I go shopping, or, you know, when you kind of deal with like that customer service kind of stuff, people will then refer to me as ma'am or miss. And basically all those titles, or all those things are basically, all those pronouns are basically female pronouns, and I don't identify as a woman. Like, I'm not a woman, despite, you know, the way that I might have been born. I'm not, like, biologically and stuff, like, but still, like, I don't feel in line in any way, shape or form to being a woman, because I know that regardless of what my body might look like, regardless of what my face looks like, I'm a man who happens to have like been born basically in the wrong body, or just with the wrong body parts. You know, my outsides don't match my inside, you know, in my heart and in my mind, and just the way that I feel, it doesn't match. Now, I'm making this video at this point, you know, I've been on hormone therapy for 1 month, but obviously there hasn't been that many physical changes as of yet. Hopefully you guys can keep following my channel, and there'll be my little timeline and my journey, and you guys will see eventually who I've always been, but at least for once on the outside that will be apparent. Now, some transgender people do not wish to take hormone therapy, do not wish to have surgeries, so I do feel like respecting people's pronouns is so important. You know, when people misgender me, when people call me she or her or ladies and all the rest of it, you know, some days it literally just knocks my confidence. It feels like a slap in the face. It can be really undermining. It just feels like, or I just feel invisible, because I feel like people don't get who I really am, yet I'm present in the room, and yet it's like they're referring to a whole other person who isn't me, you know? And that's really how bad it can be sometimes. And obviously I know that I can't control the world, and I can't control how everybody perceives me, but I just feel like if there was more transgender awareness, then people could start to understand, if that person identifies as transgender, then to respect their pronoun. Whatever pronoun they go by, you need to respect it, because otherwise, whether you are purposely or unintentionally doing it, you are actually hurting that person, or you're devaluing them, or it's just not a nice position to be put in. And I'm finding it frustrating because obviously, like, I'm socializing a lot. Like, I really am pushing myself to keep doing the things that I love doing, and I am struggling because I just think, like, even when it comes to acting and stuff, I still think, like, no matter how kind of I portray myself, people still, like, don't get, you know, that I'm a man. And I don't know, it's just really frustrating. But that's a whole kind of separate topic. But I suppose just basically in general, respecting people's pronouns. You know, I shouldn't have to just have a beard for people to respect my wishes. People just need to know that it's really important. Like, for me to get on with my everyday life, to feel comfortable, I need people to respect my pronouns. I suppose it's even more frustrating as well, like, you know, part of the process before you're even allowed to do any medical transition, before you're allowed to start hormones, you have to go out, you are expected to kind of socialise. And I found it hard in the last year to socialise as a man, but keep being treated like a woman, even when, like, I'm literally vocally saying something, and it's like people just keep trying to put me back into a box that I never did belong to, no matter how I looked on the outside, but people still try to put me back into that box. I don't belong in that box. And some people don't belong in, like, clear divides and boxes. It doesn't mean, you know, I think you should still have respect. You should still honour their wishes. It doesn't have to be a big deal. The same way that if you see, you know, people can correct themselves if they misgender a dog. You know, it's a dog, it's an animal. Like, sure, animals are great and all that stuff, but it's like all transgender people are human beings, like, we're humans. So the fact that people just think it's okay to not correct themselves when you've told them, it's really annoying. And I know some of it is just because maybe they haven't done it enough, they haven't practiced using your new pronoun or the right pronoun, that they just kind of avoid talking about it. Like, I've had conversations with people and they've literally gone around the bush to try and explain a situation, but talking about me or some kind of story that needs to, you know, you can't talk without using pronouns. So just make sure you're using the right pronouns and stop avoiding using the pronoun that I've asked you to say or that someone else has asked you to say, because that's how they identify. It's not a debate. It's not like, it's not up for a negotiation. Some things are just what they are, and that's it. When you think of, like, the anatomy or just how a baby is born, like all that kind of embryo stuff, like, all it is that I didn't get the right amount of hormones at the right particular time. That's really, you know, when you get scientific about it, it's really just fine little details, but it shouldn't have to affect me so much in my everyday life. And it's just a shame. I just want more people to realise, you know, how impactful it is. It's just, I don't even know, like, it's so frustrating. And even I'm someone that I've got so much support, and the majority of people that I know, thank you, by the way, have respected who I am, do respect my pronouns. So in that sense, I can't complain. But obviously I can't live in a bubble or a little box, so I shouldn't need to go into isolation because I have to interact with the outside world. That's where kind of my frustration lies. So I just wanted to make this video just to express kind of my frustrations, just kind of tell people that it's not up to you how people choose to live. It's not up to you to decide who somebody is or isn't. You know, it's not your decision. You know, you're not anyone to dictate somebody else's life. So yeah, I don't know, and I just feel like I don't like being put in situations where I feel like, I swear, I just expect, I don't know what I expect. I just expect things to be easier sometimes, and sometimes it's not easy and it's difficult because people don't understand. And yeah, I get annoyed and I get frustrated. Like, of course I do, you know. So yeah, I just wish that, I suppose I don't want to have to come out every single time I meet new people, but that's the kind of position that I'm put in. And even that's one thing, you know, even if it is, but then it's like when people on top of that, once you've explained it to them, they still don't get it and they're still misgendering you, like it's okay. It's not okay. It's just not okay. Like, it's just not. So I just say that, you know, people need to really think about what it means. How would they feel if the shoe was on the other foot? You probably wouldn't like it. So just honour people's pronouns, because they matter.